it is a show of strength and bravery. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not a weakness. It is just another aspect of who I am as a person. It is not the all-defining piece of me. Hey y'all! Welcome to Real World with Megan, where we shine a light on mental health and the challenges we face in the real world. I'm Megan, and I'm so glad you're here. When I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, I was really upset because I went in thinking, yeah, I probably have mild, maybe mild to moderate depression, and I was pretty sure I had anxiety, but I did not think I had severe depression and chronic anxiety. And I felt like, okay, now that I have these diagnoses, my boss isn't going to take me seriously anymore. My coworkers are going to start to treat me with kid gloves. No one's going to think that I'm a competent, capable human being. They're just going to see a diagnosis and a mental illness. So because of that fear and the shame that came along with that diagnosis, I shoved everything down. I tried to keep it in the dark. I didn't want anyone to know about it. I specifically remember one of my coworkers being really vulnerable and honest and telling me about her struggles with depression. And my response was, hey, so don't tell anyone, but I also have depression. And after that is when I realized, one, that was a huge dick move to say, thanks for your vulnerability. I will not match it. And two, I was so proud of her for being honest with me and didn't think any less of her. I just thought, wow, this is a really strong, brave person who is coming to work every day, 40 hours a week, and killing it at her job while also having to battle this huge mental illness challenge in addition to that. So having that conversation with her is really when things kind of took a turn in my own understanding of my depression and anxiety and other mental health challenges, because I started to realize the more that we're brave and vulnerable and willing to be honest with one another, the more that we help each other know that we're not alone, that other people do struggle with the same things. And it is a show of strength and bravery. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not a weakness. It is just another aspect of who I am as a person. It is not the all-defining piece of me. And when I look at my coworker, I don't see depression and anxiety. I see someone who's awesome and competent and a really fun person to be around. So it made me realize maybe when other people saw me, even if they know that I have depression and anxiety, it won't be the only thing that they see. So after that conversation with her, I told my boss first, hey, I have these mental health challenges. And she was wonderful and supportive and awesome with the information. And so that led me to be a little bit more honest and tell just my team. And then from there, I started to be more open with other people in my life and at work, saying, I have these diagnoses, I'm seeing a counselor every week, this is a really hard day for me, or hey, it's been, pretty challenging, but it's actually been a really good week. Once I was able to be more open and honest about those things, I realized it's not just the two of us, because more people, once I was open and honest, started coming forward and saying, hey, I have depression too, or my daughter has depression, or my spouse has depression. And that, again, just made me feel not so alone. It helped me to realize one of the biggest lies that my depression and anxiety tell me is that I am the only one who's dealing with this. And even if I'm not the only person with a diagnosed mental illness, I'm not handling it as well as other people who have these same illnesses. And that is a lie. And when I started to shine a light on my condition, that's when I was able to see the truth. And I think that the biggest weapon we have against shame and that feeling of despair is the truth, when we're able to check those lies against what is accurate. So I also believe the most dangerous part of mental illness isn't the illness itself, but it's how we treat it. It's the stigma that goes with it. Our fear and shame causes us to shove down our struggles into the dark, where the lies have space to grow undisturbed. They're just able to fester and expand into this all-consuming thing. And so how do you fight the darkness? You fight it with the light. By shining a light on mental health, we can see the dark and the twisty thoughts for what they are. They are lies. They are lies our brain is telling us. When we see these lies in the light of day, it's much easier to check them against the truth. And now for today's encouraging thought, leave a comment below letting me know what has helped you feel the most at peace with your depression. Battle on, stand firm, and remember, you are not in this alone.